Good evening, you're watching the evening bulletin of Northeast Web Shots with me, Pratima Sharma. Here are the headlines. Starting off with the national news. India's COVID-19 vaccination coverage crosses 84 crore landmark milestone, in which over 21 crore vaccine doses given as second doses. Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana has completed 3 years. In order to celebrate the journey, NHA is organizing 4 days hybrid event Arogya Manthan 3.0 from 23rd to 25th September and 27th September 2021. RBI Governor Shaktikanta Das said that there are signs that the world is emerging from the shadow of coronavirus. While delivering the keynote addresses at the 48th National Management Convention of the All India Management Association, he also said the time is right to plan for an economy that is stronger, more inclusive and sustainable. Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia released the National Comprehensive Guidelines on Post-COVID-19 Management to give guidance on long-term health issue. President Ramnath Kovind will confer the National Service Scheme Awards for 2019 to 2020 today from Rashtrapati Bhavan through virtual mode. Facebook India appointed former IAS officer Rajiv Agarwal as its Director of Public Policy on September 20, 2021. The appointment of Agarwal as Director of Public Policy will aid in defining and leading policy development initiative for Facebook in India. Family members of people who committed suicide within 30 days of being diagnosed with COVID-19 will be entitled to Rs 50,000 ex gratia assistance as per the guidelines, the centre told the Supreme Court. The Assam government has ordered a judicial inquiry into the incident of violence that took place during the eviction drive at Sipaljar in Darang district on Thursday as police tried to evict encroachers. At least 2 people were killed in police firing during classes and around 20 are injured. Delhi government has launched the 10 Hafte 10 Baje 10 Minute campaign on 22nd of September 2021 to fight against the dengue outbreak in the capital. A Delhi court on Thursday adjourned to October 9th hearing on the bail plea of former JNU student leader Umar Khalid in the 2020 Delhi riots conspiracy case. Karnataka. Union Minister for Ports, Shipping and Waterways Sarbananda Sonowal will inaugurate and lay the foundation stone of 3 projects at New Mangalore Port on Friday, that is on 24th of September. Maharashtra. The senior police officer said an action will be taken against road contractors for the death of people due to potholes in Thane in Maharashtra. Maharashtra teen gang raped multiple times for 8 months, 24 arrested, 2 minors detained. Offences were committed between January 29th this year and September 22nd. Punjab. The Congress party on Thursday responded to former Punjab Chief Minister Amrinder Singh remarks, who during an exclusive conversation with India TV called Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi Vadra as inexperienced. Telangana CM KCR aims to unveil a roadmap for the implementation of the Telangana Dalit Bandhu scheme when the State Assembly meets for the monsoon season from 24th of September. The brief session would last till October. The Legislative Council will also meet simultaneously. Ajay Gandhi, who played a significant role in taking the written word to the people at large through the Hyderabad Literary Festival as well as the spoken word through Manthan Samvad, passed away on Thursday. He was 65 years old. Bollywood. The National Organization for Tobacco Eradication and NGO appealed actor Amitabh Bachchan not to be part of advertisements which promote pan masala brands. Moving forward to the defense news. The Defense Ministry on 23rd of September sealed the contract to procure 118 main battle tanks Arjun for the Indian Army at a cost of Rs 7,523 crore in a major move to boost its combat capabilities. It placed the order for the Arjuna Mk1A tanks with the heavy vehicles factory Avadi, Chennai. In a major terror crackdown, the Indian Army on Thursday eliminated 3 terrorists in the Rampur sector near URI or the line of control in Jammu and Kashmir. The terrorists, as per the Indian Army, were trying to cross the LOC when the troops spotted them and the gun battle ensued. In the gun battle, the 3 terrorists were killed and a large cache of arms and ammunition was recovered from the terrorists. US giant Boeing has awarded a contract to manufacture area structures of its newest tactical fighter F-15EX Eagle II to an Indian company. The move is seen as yet another boost to India's aerospace and defense ecosystem. Tata Airbus to Inc. deal worth a whopping of $2.9 billion to make military aircraft for the Indian Air Force. The contract between Bengaluru headquartered Dynamatic Technologies and Boeing will not only contribute to India's Atmanirbhar Bharat campaign but also augment US-India collaboration in the defense field. Chief of Defense Staff General Bipin Rawat has witnessed a multi-nation counter-terror exercise in Russia's Orenburg region that has been organized under the aegis of Shanghai Cooperation Organization (SCO). India has sent a team of 200 personnel for the nearly 2-week-long exercise peaceful mission that began on 13th of September. General Rawat is on a 2-day visit to Russia and he attended the conference of the Chiefs of General Staff of the SCO member states in Orenburg. Moving forward to the international news, the first round of Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement (CEPA) negotiations between India and UAE held on 23rd of September. A new strategic economic agreement is expected to increase bilateral trade in goods to $100 billion within 5 years. UAE Minister Dr. Thani bin Ahmed Al Jiyodi meets Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman to discuss economic commercial ties between India and UAE. The UAE is currently India's third largest trading partner with bilateral trade in 2019 and 2020 valued at $59 billion. The UAE is also India's second largest export destination after the US, with exports valued at approximately $29 billion in 2019 and 2020. The UAE is also the 8th largest investor in India. At the G20 virtual foreign ministers meeting on Afghanistan on 23rd of September, China reiterated its support for the interim Taliban government in Kabul. Prime Minister Modi extends invitation to US Vice President Kamala Harris to visit India. Prime Minister Modi and Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison discussed regional and global developments as well as ongoing bilateral cooperation in areas related to COVID-19, trade, defense, clean energy and more, Ministry of External Affairs. Kenya Tourism Board on Thursday said the African nation has reopened its borders for Indian travelers, which were closed for a brief period due to the second wave of COVID-19. The Supreme Court on 23rd of September said it intends to set up a technical expert committees to probe into the reports of the government allegedly using Israeli software Pegasus to spy on politicians, activists and journalists. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi opened his 3-day visit to the United States Thursday with back-to-back meetings with CEOs of 5 top American companies from IT sector to finance to defense to renewable energy that are looking to either bring new investment into India or expand their existing presence. Let's move on to the world news. Myanmar is facing the alarming prospect of an escalating civil war as an uprising against the military junta widens, the UN's Human Rights Chief warned on Thursday. The United States has earmarked an additional $180 million in aid for more than 700,000 Rohingya refugees from Myanmar. US panel recommends Pfizer COVID boosters for only elderly people at high risk. France will send its ambassador back to Washington next week after French President Emmanuel Macron and President Joe Biden agreed in a phone call Wednesday to meet next month over a submarine dispute. Moving towards the sports news, Kolkata Knight Riders beat Mumbai Indians by 7 wickets. Orissa to host prestigious FIH Hockey Men's Junior World Cup 2021 in Bhubaneswar from 24th of November to 5th of December 2021 and will feature 16 teams which are India, Korea, Malaysia, Pakistan, South Africa, Egypt, Belgium, England, France, Germany, the Netherlands, Spain, USA, Canada, Chile and Argentina. Orissa is also gearing up to host the 2023 FIS Men's Hockey World Cup in Bhubaneswar and Rourkela. The Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik accepted the proposal to host the FIS Orissa Hockey Men's Junior World Cup Bhubaneswar 2021 starting in November. He also launched the logo for the prestigious event. Tokyo 2020 Paralympics bronze medalist high jumper Sarath Kumar has been diagnosed with swelling in the heart. He was recently admitted at the All India Institute of Medical Sciences AIIMS in Delhi. Coming towards the end, let's look at the COVID update shortly. India has reported 31,382 new COVID-19 cases and 318 deaths in last 24 hours. The country now has 3,162 active cases, the lowest in 188 days. The recovery rate stands at 97.78%. With this, we come to the end of today's bulletin. Keep watching Northeast Wave Shots. We are also available on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook and YouTube. This is me, Pratima Sharma, signing off for today. Good night.